Hey guys, how are ya? Thanks for clicking onto my video. Please subscribe. Let's get those subscription numbers up. I just want to say something, man. I came across this video of these two twins, African Americans who are twins, blood brother twins, not just brothers, like twins. And I find their story quite interesting. The older brother went to Rwanda. He invested just a little bit of money. I think it was something like $5,000 into some farming venture that was happening there just to try it out. He went back to the US. And like within 6 months or a year, one of the guys he was with when he was investing, this was Ty Nichols. Ty Nichols has been in Rwanda now for a couple of years. He does real estate. And when this happened, the people that he had left the money with, they went to Ty Nichols and they thought they could send just Rwandese francs back to America for him. And Ty Nichols helped him, make the contact and all that stuff. And they sent him, I think within that period, I think it was less than it was about 6 months or less than a year. I think they sent him something like 3 times his money, So he tells his brother about the thing he's found. And they decide to go back to Rwanda together, do some more investment, do some more investigations, and they like the deal of it. So what did they do? Once they found there was a package, there was something where they could make money. They started something. And I want you to watch this video. Watch their video. Ty Nichols interviewing them in Rwanda. And then I'll come and comment after the video.
All right, family, I'm back with Dave and Chris, and they're going to give us some more information about their projects here in Rwanda. And things are going very, very well for them. And they're looking for, well, I'll just let them explain themselves what they're looking for and what they're doing and how things are going. All right, who want to start first?
I guess I could start first.
All right.
Things have been going pretty good here, actually exceptionally well. We've gotten a few other opportunities. We looked into quinoa. So that's going to be the next big project that I'm sure we'll probably dive into. We have a big tour tomorrow scheduled to tour the facilities, the grounds, the fields, and we'll be bringing you guys back video for that. And we're also looking to get into the coffee business. So things have been going great here in Kigali, Rwanda.
Yes, and the partnerships that we have developed have been better than expected. So we just had to return to talk business face to face. So that's why we're back right now.
All right, so you guys were just here 2 months ago. So what brought you back so soon?
So yeah, we have established relationships here on the ground, so we wouldn't have to come back and forth so often. But like we talked about the quinoa opportunity, we were having virtual meetings. We had several virtual meetings, and it's kind of hard to conduct business a world away. So after gauging what was going on here with the guys that we have here on the ground, we kind of couldn't get a good feeling. We couldn't get a warm and fuzzy about these companies virtually. So we had to take the opportunity to come back because, like I said, this is going to be a significant partnership. So anytime you get yourself involved in something like that, you really need to be there to see what's going on and feel it for yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
you
yes.
definitely need to have your feet on the ground and see what's going on. Mm-hmm. So what are the new commodities you're going to add to what you already have so far?
Yeah, so like we talked about the quinoa. The quinoa it's huge. That's a superfood.
Yes.
And as we know, a lot of people are getting into health. Over the last 10 years, everyone has been really, really into health and being health conscious. So quinoa has gained traction and been introduced as a superfood now. So we think that's going to be a huge opportunity for us.
Okay, and so can you describe what green revolution is and what it is for our viewers?
Okay, so yeah, you guys from our website and from us talking in general, you have heard us say green revolution. So Africa is one of the last continents who have yet to experience that green revolution due to the lack of equipment and things like that. So what a green revolution is when a farming capacity, let's say on a continent, goes from a lot of mechanical things to a more automated system, to where we introduce technology into the process. We get rid of all the paper booking and stuff like that. We introduce technology. We introduce heavy farming equipment, so there's not so much men and women in the field doing all the cultivating. It's done by the heavy farming equipment and stuff like that. So we just infuse technology into the whole mix of things, and that way you go from say 20 tons harvest to 40 tons per harvest, and sometimes 60 tons. So you can ultimately almost triple your output capacity, which means more jobs for the surrounding locals, which means more money for me, more money for you, more money for the families here, and they can ultimately live a better life. They can come from the substandard way of living and come to the mainstream. So we want to do our job in helping to usher in this new green revolution that we talk so much about, and we're hoping we can really play a big part in doing that.
Okay, well, what about, since our last interview, have you gotten like a lot of feedback, excuse me, a lot of feedback from people, that's watching the video and interested in the commodities? So we definitely have gotten awesome feedback, and one thing is that we have partnered with people, and this went beyond Dave and I's imagination for this first round. We thought it was going to be a lot of local people investing, but now we have partners on 4 continents. So we have people in the United States, North America, we have the UK, Europe, we have Australian partners, and we have African partners now. So it's just been phenomenal. People are really seeing the opportunities that we are making available, through this agribusiness investing that we're doing here on the continent. So the support has been awesome. Okay, so how do you feel about investing in Rwanda?
I feel great about investing in Rwanda. I mean, this is my second time back. It's going to be many, many times.
This is Dave's third time.
Dave's third time back. He drugged me over here with him, and man, he couldn't have done anything better. It's so great here. So we're not only doing business in Rwanda, we're doing business right now in Tanzania and Uganda. And the whole EAC, the whole Eastern African community, has embraced us immensely. So it's just been great. It's just been really, really good.
All right, since you guys are really getting good in the investment world over here, are you finding it hard to find companies to invest in?
Man, Todd, not at all, man. We have a few liaisons that's here on the ground, so they've been doing a pretty good job about contacting new companies and putting us in contact with new investors. So we haven't had any problems with finding new companies to invest in.
Oh, that's good.
And actually, we've also, I'm sorry, Chris, to cut you off, but also actually we've had a couple of companies to contact us through your videos without even going through our liaisons here on the ground. So
that's great.
It's been great. Better than expected, for sure.
All right.
Yeah, the Afrca investment guide has definitely been a voice and an outreaching hand to the community. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yes.
So, what about the people who you are investing with? Do they own the land, or do they lease the land, or how does that work?
Okay, so both. That's a two answer question. So they own a lot of land, but at the same time, with the expansion of this industry, they can't possibly own enough land. So it's like a co-op that's formed with a lot of farmers and landowners involved in this co-op who they are partnered with. So it's like once they get the request for an investor to invest a certain amount, then they would reach out to this co-op, and whatever farmer or landowner's name is at the top of that list, if they have the land available and ready to go, then they would actually get a contract and they would lease the land that way. So it's opportunity to grow everywhere. And these farm owners who own this land, a lot of them do not have the funds or the resources to cultivate their land. So it's a lot of land just sitting, and they own a ton of it. So it's hectares upon hectares available here. Just good arable land. Yeah.
And that's good, because you're not only helping yourselves, of course, but you're also helping the local people and the local economy.
Absolutely.
So that's really a great thing that you're doing. That,
yes.
that both of y'all are doing. It's really good.
Yeah.
I like that, because since we coming over here, you know, some of us anyway, since we're coming over here, I think it's great that we're also helping other families as well.
Yes,
Yes.
And that's one of our driving factors on doing this. David and I, we are big on helping others.
Yes.
We don't just look
Right.
out for ourselves. So in doing this, that was just like the extra push that it took to make us go all out, go the extra mile, because for every hectare that we invest in, we're creating many jobs. You know, and you can
Good,
go out
that's
there.
good.
You can go out there to the lands and the fields and see tons of people all over the mountainside working, and it gives you a nice warm feeling in your heart to know that you gave all these people the opportunity to make money, to feed their family, and to live a better quality life ultimately.
Well, it looked like you guys about to be doing a ton of business then, because people are constantly asking me questions, and I know they're constantly asking you questions because I'm forwarding the emails to you. So,
Yes.
so what's next?
So, well, this is not in the short term, but if we're going to be in the EAC doing business, then ultimately we're going to look at getting a large swath of land that we own ourselves, and
Yes.
you own, our partners here own.
Yes.
So anybody who
Right.
comes and joins Harmony Village 100 will ultimately be a partner and own a piece of this land. So we're looking at going much more big, not in the short term. You know, it's a maybe a 5-year goal, but right now we're just here to uplift everyone, give everybody the opportunity, uplift the starting with the EAC, the East African community. So that's our intention. That's our intention.
Okay, so do you have, excuse me, you have like a contact number or website you want people to go to get in contact with you if they want to partner with y'all?
Yes, we're at harmonyvillage100.com, and that 100 is the number, harmonyvillage100.com, and from there you can access our personal emails, our business emails, our cell phone numbers, and we answer all of the time. We answer your emails and stuff in a timely fashion. So yes, that's it, harmonyvillage100.com.
Okay, and do you have any like last words or anything you want to add?
Man, just thank all our partners. Thank everybody who's been contacting us and believing in us. And you guys are definitely motivating us to just push hard and go forward and do better. So just thank everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't really want to be long-winded, but just at the end of this,
Oh, we used to it. No, I'm just joking around.
yeah, so everybody know about the 4 quadrants of money. You got the employee, the self-employed, the business owner, and the investor. So whereas the employee, we have to go to work every day, punch the clock, and make money for that company that we're working for. For the self-employed, we also have to go to work every day. If we don't work, we don't eat, you know. And then for the
Exactly.
business owner, they're in a better position because now they're commanding a lot of people that's actually making them money. But that's not the ultimate goal of being a business owner, because your business can kind of flop too and go south. We all want to get to that 4th quadrant of investors. That way, if you don't work, you still eat. You know, if you
Yes.
get sick and you want to take a month off, you still eat. So
Exactly.
that's the main thing. We want to become full-time investors, and we want you guys to become full-time investors and build that that wealth for your family, generational wealth. So that's what it's all about for us. It's over for the 9 to 5s and the hard working and the sweating. We're going to be all investors, and we're going to all rise together.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
Yes.
So that should just about wrap this up.
Thanks, Ty Nichols. We appreciate you,
Appreciate
guy.
it,
You're the best
All
Africa investment guy.
All right, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you gentlemen later.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So anyway, so when you hear that, so once they realized that there was money to be made, which is quite interesting, because you know, obviously if an African says it, sometimes doesn't carry as much weight. But if someone from America can go there and see the opportunity and actually make money out of it. But here's what I like about these guys, and this is why I think this might be the best way for people, for Americans, African Americans, to do business in Africa, and for also people want to move to Africa, or African American, the first thing, like the first step they should follow. Now, let me just say this. I don't know these guys. They are not paying me to say this. I'm just excited, and I think the way they're doing it is a lot better than some of the other ways that things are done. right? Because I believe if these guys are trustworthy and what they're doing produces results, we can end up creating something like Berkshire Hathaway. If you've never heard of it, Berkshire Hathaway is run by Warren Buffett and his deputy Charlie Munger. This is probably like a $1-trillion empire that they've created. How did they create that? Through investments. People give them money, they invest the money for them, and obviously they charge you a little bit for investing your money, but your money grows. You know, the reason why I'm saying it's $1 trillion conglomerate, Berkshire Hathaway, I know when you do your research, you'll probably find it's maybe $700 or $800 billion. But that's just the direct money that they have. Indirectly, there's hundreds of thousands of people whose portfolios have grown by just learning from the way Berkshire Hathaway does things. You know, from the way Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett do things. And people have gone out there, used that technique, added their little bit of influence, and created millions of dollars for their investors. So it's a conglomerate. Directly and indirectly, there's money that's over $1 trillion involved with Berkshire Hathaway. So what are these guys doing? What these guys have decided to design, they've designed something quite amazing. So they've gone there. The future is in farming. If you look at today, how much like food has gone up in prices. You know, you get a bunch of lettuce, like just a small bunch, like $4 or $5 here in Australia. In America, I'm hearing it's even $9. You know, so food is very important. It's just sad that the story that has been sold to the world is that Africans are starving, when 60% of the world's arable land is in Africa. And Africans believe that they're starving. You know, the thing that's happening in Africa is there's an economy that runs without money. You know, when you add money, things even get better. And these guys have realized that. So it's like, okay, how do we help these people? But at the same time, we are helping ourselves. And that's the way to go about it. They're not donating. So what they are doing is they are partnering. Partnering, that's a very big word. Partnering with businesses there, where they can go, okay, if you are just by yourself, you might make $1,000 every week. But look at this. We're going to give you 50 grand so that you can now make maybe $40,000 every week. But, you know, if you're going to do business like that, you 10x your money from $1,000 to $10,000. We also, because we put in such an investment, the risk and everything, we take the 40. And we share that with our investors and all that stuff. Everyone is happy. That's just an example. I'm not saying that's exactly how they run it, but that's just an example. And some of the profits the guys are getting, it might sound ridiculous to most people, especially if you're in America. But in Africa, that's very true. I'll tell you what, even just investing in government bonds in Africa, they could give you 28% every year, return. You know, if it's the securities, like government securities, 13% every 3 months. You know, that's in Africa. So when they say, they have a website called Harmon 100, Harmon Village 100. I would like everyone to go there and please visit their website. And what you're going to realize is they're promising that if you invest within 18 months, they'll double your money. Now, to an outsider, that sounds ridiculous. For someone who grew up in Africa, that's not ridiculous. A lot of businesses in Africa are 100% profit. That's how we do it. That's how people run it. It's 100% profit. Sometimes it doesn't help the business guys because 100% profit has become like the thing. But remember, if you're doing 25% profit, it's still very good. But, you know, people live off these things. So 100% profit to them, that's the normal profit percentage. You know, so when he says within 18 months they're going to double your money, I'm not surprised. It's doable. However, what you do is do your due diligence. Even visit Rwanda, visit what these guys are doing, talk to some of the partners they're partnering with, and start slow. I think they're starting at $1,000, invest $1,000, see how things go in 18 months. I strongly believe this is where, as black people, where we've missed. It's about investing. We don't know this concept very well. I understand these days there's a lot of people, a lot of YouTube channels such as Wall Street Looks Like Us now by the Wall Street Trapper. You have EYL and all these guys who are trying to teach us what we're trying to teach, especially the black people, that investment is the way you grow your wealth, and that's very true. But one thing that they're not saying as much as they should is that you can't just invest in one country. You gotta invest in multiple countries. Even the Warren Buffetts and Charlie Munger, they've got businesses they've invested in China, in South Korea, in Japan. So they haven't invested heavily in America. You know, yes, you can invest maybe 50% of your money in America, but invest in other people. I don't even care if you don't want to invest in Africa, but what I'm saying is just invest in other countries as well. Japan, Europe, and all those places. But if you are Afrocentric, I don't even know if that's the right word to use, like most other people are, look at Africa too. And I hope you take your time to look at these guys. Hammond Village 100. I like what they're doing, because at the end of the day, this is how we move now from just partnering small amounts of money, that's $50,000 and all those things, to where now we can say, okay, how do we partner with someone in Africa so that we open up our own minds? You know, create a conglomerate. You know, and for people that are already trying to move to Africa, you start with $1,000. Within 18 months, it's $2,000, right? If everything is going well, add some money to it. Add another $2,000. Within that 18 months, the $4,000 now becomes $8,000, and you just let it go. You keep working in America. You give it 10 years. You give it 15 years or whatever. See how your money grows. And by the time you move to Africa, you got this venture here where you don't need to work as much. You know, it's producing you money. Now you can just say, oh, every 18 months or whatever, I take some money off. Or you sell everything, get your money. Now it's $100,000. Buy government bonds in Africa if you want that safety net kind of thing, and you just live off the profit. Because imagine if you got $100,000 and you're making 26% return, that's $26,000. This is $6,000 profit. That's $20,000. If you've already built a house in Africa, you can live off $20,000 every year, easy, and you're gonna have a pretty good life. You know, so Hammond Village 100, what these guys are doing should be commendable. It should be commended. And I'm asking everyone who's watching this video to please visit their channel. You do your own research though. I just think it's the way we move forward. You don't necessarily have to move to Africa, but you can do something in Africa through the people who are there that helps you and helps the African. That's where brotherhood comes in, sisterhood comes in. Let the people who can run, if these guys turn out to be honest and good people, you can even do research about them in America. You know, they'll tell you where they live. You go there, talk to their neighbors, talk to the guys they've done business before, find out if they're truly legitimate, and then invest with them. You know, take a chance. Investment. This is where we've missed an opportunity. If you look at Wall Street is littered with one group of people, and I'm not trying to be some Kanye West stuff here, but there's a lot of Jews there. And that's how these guys have made to make money. Like I just told you about Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. That's $1 trillion industry. Now you add Carl Icahn, you add all these George Soros, all these people. All of a sudden, you're talking of trillions of dollars, which are just existing in one group of people. Because the investment is the way to go. Asians are doing the same thing. I'm gonna talk about Lee Lu in my next video and how he made money from pretty much black culture, but he didn't even realize what was happening. He doesn't listen to hip hop. All he knew is that Timberland shoes were selling like crazy, and he made a lot of money while most of us were busy buying Timberland shoes and getting nothing out of that. We missed the boat. You know, our friends were making money. Investing is the way to make money, and please look at Hammond Village 100. I think the strategy, the way they've organized it is quite amazing. And I hope these guys are trustworthy, because this can produce some serious results. There's money that's to be made in African agriculture. You need agro-processing. The land is fertile. It's just waiting for you to put your money into it and get the result. They're dealing in stuff like quinoa, chicken. And if you think of chicken, if you look at the video of Waramaya with the guy that owns Farmer YouTube channel, you look it up. The guy, he's selling chicken eggs, he's selling chicken meat, and he's selling chicks. You know, the baby chicken, pretty much. Just from this baby chicken, he's selling 120 chicks every week at $1 each. How much is that? That's $120,000. These guys have a guy who's also doing incubating of chicks product, chicks, the production of chickens, little baby chickens. That's like a bloody tongue twister. But he's doing that, and these guys have invested with him. So imagine if that business takes off, where the numbers that are happening in Uganda can also be happening in Rwanda. And not only are you selling in Rwanda, you're also selling in Congo. So they could be making $300,000-$400,000 a week. And that's how we raise these businesses. But now you can turn that into something else. So you can have the chicks, you can have the chicken meat, you can have the eggs, and then from there you move on to other things. You know, chicken feed. You know, you start producing that yourself. You know, so there's opportunity. The opportunities are endless in agro farming in Africa. And please take a look at Hammond Village 100. I don't mind if someone can even copy their concept and take it to West Africa, like the Gambia, where there's a lot more African Americans that just go, hey guys, can we do something like this where we come together, put the money together, and see what we can do? Thanks, guys. I hope you are motivated by Hammond Village 100. Thank you. Goodbye.